So, a really, really late show. This is like fucking Sunday Night Live, like live from Portsmouth, Sunday Night Live. Like, all right, if you're listening via a podcast app, which is how most people listen, anyways, it's currently 11:41 p.m. on Sunday night. All right, I'm doing this also Facebook Live, but I don't expect much action over there tonight because who the fuck is up at 11:40 on a Sunday night? The only reason that I'm up right now is because me and my mate both have tomorrow off. So we kind of had a plan anyways of being up crazy late tonight, finally sleeping in together tomorrow. Today was my 14th day in a row at the post office, which it's been a long time since I worked that many days in a row at the post office. Like, usually like in 2020, when Ro and I first started dating, I took a ton of time off. I took time off all the time. I never went to work. Like, I'd call in sick, and we would take sick days together and vacation time and all this stuff. And nothing necessarily has changed in the relationship per se, other than like I need to make that money. Back in 2020, like I had fewer bills, and it was a little easier to take that kind of time off. But like the last 6 months, especially like, I know it's kind of crazy to say it, but I'm still catching up. I'm still playing catch up after I broke my ankle, because like I'm used to getting like 10 hours of overtime every week. And after I broke my ankle, I was only getting 40-hour weeks because I was just getting paid out like on sick time. And so I wasn't making as much, so I got behind on a bunch of stuff. So even still, 6 months later, I'm still playing catch up on all that shit. So I've had to work a lot more overtime in the last 3 or 4 months. And I guess I didn't realize just how much I was working until Ro and I had a conversation last week. Basically, like, last Sunday was her first Sunday in months that she hasn't had to play softball. And she was under the impression that we were going to like spend the day together. We were going to sleep in together because we could finally sleep in. We were going to, hang out and do some shit. And a few days before, I told her, hey, I'm working on Sunday. And because I work on Sundays occasionally doing doing package deliveries for the post office. So a few days beforehand, I had told her, like, hey, I'm working on Sunday. And she was like, why are you working on Sunday? Like, I thought we were going to spend the day together. And we went back and forth a little bit. And then, and it was fine. She was like, okay, fine, whatever. She wasn't pissed or anything. But then come Sunday night, I'm not going to reveal how this happened just yet. You might get the reveal next week. But basically what happened was I sent her a link to something. And I was like, hey, maybe I'll do this next year because it's a thing that happens on Sundays. I was like, maybe I'll do this next year when I can more like afford to take that kind of time off. But for now, like, I need to work every Sunday. Like, my intent was to work every Sunday, basically from here until Christmas, was to just keep working every single Sunday and work my day off and work 7 days a week as much and as often as possible. And when I told her that, like, she kind of finally laid down the law, and she talked to me about, like, this isn't good, basically. Like, you can't keep working like this. Like, you're going to burn yourself out. You need to take some time off for yourself. You need to have some time away from work. You need to be able to like do some shit that you like. Like, it's really great that you can, make this kind of money and everything, but it's not healthy. So we had a conversation and we talked for about an hour, and at the end of that hour, I was like, okay, yeah, you are right. And I definitely, I came out of the end of that hour thinking like, no, she's absolutely right. Like, I definitely work way too much, and I don't know what that is. I don't know why that's a thing with me. Like, I don't know. I wish I could lay it on something or someone else and say like, oh, this is just the way. And we got a couple of comments already. Alex Whitley, of course, Alex Whitley, however you pronounce that last name, is online because he's fucking like 5 hours behind me. He's 5 hours ahead of me. dude, it's like fucking 3 in the morning where you're at. Like, why are you awake? Justin Michaels saying hi. Justin Michaels, of course, 4HM Clothing. You should check out this battle rapper, Pat Stay, who I heard tried to break up a fight and lost his life. Damn, that sucks. Was that New Hampshire? I don't know dick about that. But anyways, so yeah, we had this conversation and came out of it saying, okay, yes, you are absolutely right. I am, backing off on my Sundays. All that said, I did work today. I worked today because I have tomorrow off, and so does my mate. We both have tomorrow off, which is why it's 11:45 on a Sunday night, and I'm able to record. But if it weren't for us both having tomorrow off, then I wouldn't have worked today. But decided to work today, and then I'll have tomorrow off, and I'll start taking Sundays off more. I'll still work my overtime day. I'll still be working 6 days a week, and I'll still be working overtime during the week, during my regular days. But for now, I'm definitely going to back off the Sundays, and I think I think she's absolutely right. I will be better and happier for it. I can toss in a Sunday here and there every once in a while, but the fact of the matter is that you can make all the money that you want, and it's never going to buy back a second of time. But anyways, one of the things that I wanted to get into tonight, and you'll have to excuse me, as per usual, as you may have guessed, I've already had a couple drinks. Let's see here. I'm in Nova Scotia. Let's see here. What do we got here? Derek, Rose Rightman, even God rested. Okay, well, Derek, you know my opinions on religion. Justin says I'm in Nova Scotia. Do I have the wrong Justin Michaels? Alex said I'm at work. Same with the podcast stuff. I'm constantly grafting at it. I think it's hard to stay away from a work ethic. Yeah, that's kind of my, I get this. I don't know. I don't know where this comes from, other than the only thing that I could possibly put it on is maybe the military of how this work, quote unquote, work ethic, if that's what you want to call it. Why I feel like I should just be working all the time is because of being in the military was literally like 24/7. Like me and like being National Guard, for instance. Okay. Being National Guard, let's see here. Justin said the rapper was killed. The rapper that was killed was in Nova Scotia, not Justin himself. That makes more sense. I went into the military. I go into basic training, and basic training was you wake up and you are on the job. You're on the clock until you go back to bed. And then I did my tours in Iraq, and both of those were you get 7-8 hours of sleep, and then you are up and you're working. Even if that working was fake work. I know that I've described on the show, I think in the past, about some of our massive downtime on my second tour, but like my first tour in 2004, we worked 12-hour shifts, and for that other 4 hours a day, 4 or 5 hours a day, we were still doing other stuff, whether it was cleaning weapons or, getting over to the chow hall to eat, like that kind of shit. So like we were still doing some form of work. So I don't know, maybe that's where it comes from, but either way, I just have this feeling of like I just have to constantly be moving. I have to constantly be working, and even in the last 10 years, almost 10 years that I've worked at the post office, I've always had this feeling of like, well, what am I going to do with a day off? And maybe that feeling has more to do with my past relationship. Obviously, in my current relationship, if I have a day off, especially if we have a day off together, we're going to do something, even if that is just sitting on the couch and watching movies together. Like we're still going to do something and have fun together. In the past, it's always been like, well, what the fuck am I going to do with a day off? Like a day off for me means, a loss of $300 or $400 or $500, and what did I gain out of it? I just sat around and did nothing. But that can be really healthy to just sit around and do nothing for a change, instead of getting up. Like that could literally be worth $300, $400, $500. To just have that day to yourself. So all that's besides the point. I know that and again, I think that I started to talk about it. I've obviously been drinking a little bit tonight, so you'll have to excuse me if this doesn't come out as eloquently as it went in my head during my sober mind. But I'm going to give it my best shot. I want to talk about the difference between like getting out of your comfort zone versus being okay with being uncomfortable. Okay? All right, so here's my thought. Getting out of my comfort zone. My mate has pushed me out of my comfort zone multiple times. And it always ends up good. Like, it's for a reason, and it's good to get out of my comfort zone. Like I didn't want to I don't know. I want to say that I didn't want to start going to the gym, but I did. There was definitely, like, that was more on me than it was on her. She kind of wanted me to find my own thing, and I kind of picked up on running and working out as like being my thing, but that's not even really a thing. Like my girlfriend has softball, okay? Like, that's a thing. Like, that's just something that's a thing. All right? Me going to the gym, I go in the morning typically, and I don't really talk to anyone while I'm there. I have my headphones on and I just kind of zone out into my own place. That's not really the same idea as her going to softball and meeting all these people and having friends and stuff like that. It's not really on the same level. But it's still getting out of my comfort zone, because my comfort zone is to, like, sit on the couch, watch TV, watch movies, have beers, and go to bed around midnight and sleep until 7:30 in the morning, and then get up and go to work. That's like my comfort zone, right? So it's okay to get out of your comfort zone. Like, that's a good thing, to get out of your comfort zone. But I feel like there's a difference between getting out of your comfort zone versus being okay with being uncomfortable. I hope this makes sense. I don't know if it's going to. Basically, there was an instance a week or two ago where I just felt uncomfortable with a situation that was happening. I don't want to give too many details on air, but there was a situation that I felt uncomfortable. And I immediately go to my girlfriend and I said, hey, I'm uncomfortable with what's happening right now, and I would like to leave this situation. So, I guess what I'm trying to say is, like, it's okay to be uncomfortable and get out of a situation that is not doing you good, that is toxic to whatever, toxic to your positivity, I guess is the best way to put it. So, but anyways, that came out so much better in my head like 2 weeks ago while I was sober. Let's see here. She-Hulk, yes. We have Harry, I see you in the comments. No days off. Justin Michaels said, have you checked out She-Hulk? We are watching She-Hulk. We haven't... we watched the first episode. We still have, 2 episodes, I think, to catch up on, 2 or 3 now. We were going to watch it tonight, and now it's almost midnight, so we'll get caught up on it. Right now I'm waiting for her to get out of the shower so that we can watch, we're going to watch House of Dragons. We have a bunch of shows that we want to watch. Like, obviously, House of Dragons and She-Hulk are on that list. We also want to watch this show, Prey, on Hulu. It's like a, I don't know, precursor to the movie Predator. So we're going to watch that eventually. I know there's at least 1 or 2 other shows that we want to watch. So we have a few things to watch. So I got to pull last night I get back to work. I get back to the post office, right? And it's like 11. No. Definitely not 11. It's not 11 anything when we get back to the office. If it's 11 o'clock at night and I'm just getting back to the post office at the end of the day, things have gone terribly wrong. No, I got back and it's like 5:30, 5:45. But it is on a Saturday, so that's also not a great time for a Saturday. Like, everyone should be back at like 4:30 on a Saturday. So it's still pretty late. So But anyways, I get back to the office, and I get this friend that works at the post office with me. His name is Dalton. And we both pull up at the same time, park our trucks, and he goes, "Hey, what are you doing later?" That's how he says it. "What are you doing later?" I go, and I'm the type of guy that I like to keep my options open. Like, I know I had a plan in my head for what I wanted to do last night. I wanted to come home and take a fucking nap. I was fucking tired. That's what I wanted to do. I wanted to, my mate was playing softball in Connecticut, and she wasn't expected home until like 9 or 10 o'clock last night. So it's 5:30 at night. I'm pulling up to the office thinking to myself, like, I'm going to punch out. I'm going to go home. I'm going to take like a nice 60 to 90 minute nap. And then I'll wake up and I'll watch some TV or something. Actually, I thought that I might record this last night. I'm like, I'll watch some TV or something. Maybe I'll record a podcast. I'll fucking have some drinks. I'll hang out until she gets home, right? Now, Dalton has thrown in a fucking wrench into the mix here because he says, "What are you doing later?" And I like to keep my options open of like, well, what am I doing later? I don't know yet. Are you about to ask me to go bowling? I'm probably going to be like, no, I'm good. I'm going to go home and take a nap. He says, I was thinking about, going to a bar and getting a drink. And I go, well, yeah, what are you thinking? Like, you want to text me in like a couple hours or something? Let me know where you're at. And he goes, oh, a couple hours? I'll be fucking hammered in a couple hours. I don't want to fucking wait. I was like, okay, what's your definition of later? Like, what do you mean when you say later? And he says, like, now. Like, that's not later to me, okay? Like, we're punching out and we're going to the bar straight from work. That's not later to me. That's where we're going now, which is fine. I was like, okay, yeah, sure, cool. Let's do it. So we both get out of work and we go to a bar. And we hang out for, I don't know, 2 or 3 beers. We hang out at this one bar in Portsmouth. And we're sitting there and he says, boy, this bar is nice, but I think that I want to go to this, like, I kind of wish we were at this other bar. And I was like, well, do you want to go there? Because now we're hanging out, we've exchanged some stories, and we still have more stories to tell each other. So I was like, what, do you want to go to this other bar? And he's like, yeah, I think I want to go to this other bar. But then he doesn't make any sort of move. So like, I wait another 10 minutes or so, and I'm like, dude, are we doing this? What's up? Are we going to this other bar, or are we done for the night? He's like, yeah, let's go. Okay, so we go to this bar in Portsmouth called D Street, which is actually like one of me and Rose's first date spots. So we go to D Street, and it's kind of a dive bar here in Portsmouth. I would define it as a dive bar, except that like I think that the description of a dive bar should be like a bar where no one goes, except that this place in Portsmouth called D Street. Everyone goes. Everyone fucking goes there. So I'm thinking, okay, yeah, that's fine. So anyway, so we go there, and we played some pool there, had a couple more drinks, and now it's like 9:30 at night, and I checked my phone a couple times because Rose texted me. She's giving me updates on her drive home. So and whenever she texts me, I like to immediately reply. I don't like to put that on. I don't like to put that on hold. If she texts me, I want to fucking make sure that I reply almost right away. Maybe not right away, but as soon as I see the message, I definitely want to reply. So she's texted me a few times, giving me updates, hey, I've made it this far. Hey, this is where I'm at now. Hey, this is how long before I get home, that type of shit, right? So that might have been what he saw, was me looking at my phone. So she had texted me and said, hey, I'm home. And this is like 9:30 last night, and he's, my friend Dalton is like, well, I can tell you're looking at your phone, you probably want to get home to your girlfriend. And almost at the same moment, Ro texts me and she says, hey, if you want to hang out for like another 45 minutes to an hour, that would be good, because then that'll give me time to like take a shower. That'll give me time to take a shower and have something to eat and whatever, and then you can come home and tell me all about your night. So I turned to Dalton and I was like, hey, I just got another hour, so we can we can hang out for another hour if you want to. And he's like, okay, yeah, but let's go to a different bar. So now we go to another bar. Now we go to the third bar of the night and have a couple more drinks. he hit on at least one, maybe two girls. I don't know. I guess that would be from his perspective, how many girls he hit on. But he hits on a girl, and fantastically crashes and burns. I know you're going to listen, Dalton, and I don't care. I'll rat you out. Fantastically crashes and burns. But it was hysterical to watch. I mean, all of it was just so goddamn funny to watch all of it happen. Even the bartender was laughing. After these girls left, even the bartender was like, I've never heard someone say that kind of stuff to some girl at the bar. So that was a good time. And yeah, it was fun to go out, hang out after work. And then like I said, this episode, I don't know if I said it or not, but now I'm saying it, so it doesn't matter. This episode's probably going to be a little shorter than I normally go, just because I only had a few things to talk about, and we have to watch House of Dragons. I got to wrap this up before she gets out of the shower. Last night I made a mistake, and that mistake was to eat my girlfriend's chicken. My girlfriend, my mate, my beautiful, beautiful mate, she had gotten some chicken legs from a little store here in New Hampshire, New England, called Market Basket. It's our local grocery store. I think there's only stores here in New England. I don't think it stretches outside of New England. But she had gotten these chicken legs, right? So she says, so this couple nights ago, she gets these chicken legs and she fucking seasons them up and puts them in the oven and makes them taste even better than they already are. And then she puts them in the refrigerator and she just puts a little label on them that says chicken. And so I get home last night and I've been drinking and I want some protein. That's what I want. I want some fucking meat. And so she's in the shower and she says, go downstairs, pour yourself a beer, and I'll meet you downstairs in a little bit. I said, okay, cool. So I go downstairs, I get myself a beer, but I'm hungry for some protein. I want some meat, and I see one thing in the refrigerator labeled chicken. So I pull that out, and it's this chicken leg. And I was like, well, fuck it. I'm gonna fucking pick at this a little bit. So I start eating this chicken leg, right? She comes downstairs maybe a minute or two later, and she's like, what are you eating? And I go, nothing. Nothing. And she goes, are you eating chicken? I said, yeah. And she goes, where'd you get chicken from? I was like, the refrigerator. And she says, did you eat my chicken? She gets really upset. And all I could do was say, I'm sorry, and I will buy you more. That's basically it, right? She was really upset about it. Now, I guess I didn't realize that until today just why she should be so upset about it. Apparently, this fucking chicken leg from Market Basket is next to impossible to fucking get. Because last night I was like, I will get up tomorrow morning at 7 in the morning when Market Basket opens, and I'll go and get chicken. I'll go get more chicken, okay? And that puts her at ease a little bit, right? So, but, I'd set the alarm for 7 o'clock this morning, and I think the alarm went off, and she was like, Market Basket doesn't even open until later, okay? So don't bother getting up right now. Okay, fine. So I won't get up. But like I said, I worked today, so I get up. I get up at 7:50, I think. I have to punch into work at 8 o'clock, and I woke up at 7:50. And so I go to work, and I texted her and said, hey, I'm at work. I'm going to go to Market Basket around 11, and I will get you replacement chicken for what I ate last night. And so I go to Market Basket at 11:30 this morning. Now, this is where I fucked up almost fucked up. I guess I almost fucked up. I didn't actually fuck up, but I almost fucked up. So I go in, and I see chicken thighs with the little fucking red heater. They get the red heater over the thing that looks like they're ready to hatch chickens, actually hatch chickens. I see the little red heater thing, and I grab chicken thighs, right? And But I was like, man, these fucking look different than the chicken thighs I got before. Something about them just looks way different than the ones that I got before. They look, the size doesn't look right, and they look a lot darker than what I got before. And then I took like a third look at the label and realized they're turkey legs or turkey thighs, something like that. So I recognized my mistake, and I was like, well, fuck. Now I asked the woman behind the counter, I said, hey, when are you going to have some chickens out here? She says, half an hour. I said, okay. So I text Ro. I said, chickens won't be ready for half an hour. I'm going to go out, deliver some more packages. I'll come back in 30, 45 minutes and get the chicken. And I come back 45 minutes later, they're all gone. There's nothing there. So now it's fucking, it's getting later in the day. I still got a lot of work to do ahead of me. I was like, I'm just going to fucking go and finish my work day, and I'll come back after work and get these fucking chicken legs. Hi. That's a cat. That was a cat making that noise. So that's exactly what I do. I continue my day. I deliver my packages. I come back to the office. I get, I leave, I punch out of work, I leave, I go straight to Market Basket, no fucking chickens under this little red light. So I asked the woman behind the counter, how long on the chickens? She says, 20 minutes. This is at 2:39 p.m. this afternoon. 20 minutes. I said, okay, so I'm not going anywhere this time. This time I'm going to just sit my ass next to the fucking red lights and wait. And that's what I did. I ended up waiting half a fucking hour. It was actually like 30, 35 minutes that I ended up waiting there. And finally she comes out. And in the midst of like this, like when I first start sitting there by this, by the case where they put the chickens, there's no one hanging around. There's no one else. And as it gets closer to like 3:15 p.m., more and more people start showing up around the chicken case. Like somehow they knew the time that these chickens were going to be done. And so this woman wheels out this little cart at 3:15 this afternoon with all these like whole roasted chickens on it. And I go right up to her before she can even get to the case where she's going to be putting these in. I walk right up to her and she's like, what are you looking for? I said, chicken legs. She goes, I think I have 2. I said, give me both. I want both of them. Both the chicken legs. Whatever chicken legs you have, give them to me. So I ended up buying both sets of chicken legs. But immediately I was like, okay, now I understand why this would be so goddamn important last night. Like why she would be so upset last night that I ate the chicken leg, because it's apparently almost next to impossible to fucking get these things. You go into Market Basket at any time of day, and apparently that's what people are waiting for. It's just for Market Basket employees to wheel out roasted chickens. I had no idea they were so popular. So that was my adventure for the last 16 hours or so. Check. We went out tonight. We wanted to go for a little motorcycle ride tonight, and it's one of my favorite things is when Ro gets on the motorcycle, is because she dresses the part, right? She has a fucking outfit for everything. I swear to God. Like, if I were to tell her tomorrow, like, hey, we're going to an 80s party, she's going to get dressed up in some sort of 80s attire and be able to do her hair. And I could probably give her about 40 minutes notice on this, and she's going to be ready to go in 40 minutes. But when we go on the motorcycle, like, I remember the very first time that I ever brought her on the motorcycle. We were actually out on, like, a regular date day. We were just out hanging out downtown, getting some drinks someplace, and she was wearing a skirt. She was wearing like a jean skirt, nothing fucking provocative or anything like that, but she was wearing like a jean skirt. And I'd said like, hey, I was thinking, after we get these drinks, you want to go back to your place, and we'll get the motorcycle, and we'll go for a little motorcycle ride. This was our first motorcycle ride, and she was into it. She was excited about it. And we get back to her place, and she says, just give me fucking whatever, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, whatever it takes to get changed. So I wait downstairs because I didn't live here yet, and I hadn't spent a whole lot of time upstairs. So she says, just give me a few minutes to get changed. So I wait downstairs, and she comes downstairs and blew me the fuck away. She's wearing like, she's like, looks like a little biker chick. She's got the fucking... She's got like the knee-high boots on. She's got the tight biker jeans type of thing. I don't know. She was wearing, I think she might have been wearing shorts, because it was the one and only time she wore shorts on the motorcycle, because someone saw her and yelled at her about it. So she might have been wearing shorts, but she's wearing like a fucking Bentley Saloon tank top, and she's got her hair done in a specific way, and she's got like a bandana on her head, and she's got the big hoop earrings. Like, she just looked like she was born on a motorcycle. So obviously, definitely one of my favorites, one of my favorite little outfits that she wears. So anyways, we went out. I knew that I was going to be working today, but I'd be out fairly early. So we had decided that we'd go for a motorcycle ride tonight. So not a long ride. I mean, literally, I think the round trip was maybe 50 miles. I don't even think it was 50 miles. Wasn't an incredibly long trip, but we just rode down to Seabrook, New Hampshire. We went and hit a couple shops. She bought a rye bourbon that was the bourbon of choice for Doc Holliday. So that was pretty fucking awesome. I had no idea that was a thing that you could actually do. But it's specifically for this room that I'm in right now. This room that I'm in right now is a, let's see here. James Pike said, I ride alone, love to find someone to ride with. And Derek said goodnight. Yeah, I had no idea that was a thing that you could do, was buy a bourbon that Doc Holliday apparently drank. But anyways, she found that tonight, so that was pretty cool. Then we rode up into Rye, New Hampshire, and met up with some friends, had a few more drinks, and then came home. But man, it's just so fun to see her like decked out in this like biker attire. Like, I don't know how else to put it. That's the best way to put it, is biker attire. Like, she looks like, I don't know, a better looking Kathy Siegel from Sons of Anarchy. Best way to put it. I don't know, a way better looking version of that, something like that. So anyways, yeah, that was pretty cool. That was cool stuff. Hold on, let me mute this real quick. Okay, I'm back. Just had to put that on mute before I cracked this other beer and made a big noise in my microphone that no one would appreciate. Last thing I want to talk about. Last thing on the list of things for tonight, because it's House of Dragons time. And it seems apropos, right? What I'm about to talk about seems apropos. Your girlfriend works with a buddy of mine. He's retired from Dover, then came there. Cool. Apropos, right? House of Dragons. We're going to watch House of Dragons. What I'm about to talk about, apropos to that. I want to talk about pets, all right? Normal pets. A normal pet is a cat or a dog. That's it. You have cats and dogs. Those are normal pets, all right? Maybe there could be like an alibi if you have an allergy to one of those, so you decide that you want to have fucking pet birds or something. But if you have pet birds, like, please keep them in a fucking cage, all right? Don't fucking let your birds just fly around the house all willy-nilly crazy. Maybe you want to have, I don't know, some other sort, I don't know. I'd have to do a better job of coming up with some examples of what like a normal pet is when you can't have a dog or a cat. But I think that we can all agree that the normal pet for a normal person is either a cat or a dog, or, sometimes you have both together, whatever. No big deal. Not normal pets, all right? A turtle, not a normal pet, all right? Any form of monitor lizard, not a normal pet, all right? When a fucking lizard is laying on your chest and you're like, isn't it so cute? He's all curled up on dad's chest. Like, no, he thinks that he's 65 million years old, and he thinks that dad is a rock because he's a fucking cold-blooded animal. Those are not normal pets, all right? I have a friend. I'm talking to a friend the other day, and he has a fucking pet python, all right? Now, first of all, I think we all know my opinion on snakes. I hate snakes. I do not like them. I have not liked them for many, many years. All right? Snakes are fucking the devil's animal, okay? I'm not even a religious person, and the snakes are the devil's animal, all right? They are fucking evil, evil creatures. I don't like them. Snakes suck, all right? But they certainly should, even if there is a place for them in the food chain, they definitely should not be anyone's pet, all right? So I'm talking to a friend of mine the other day, and he's got a pet python, all right? And this python, this guy is 6 foot tall, and this python stretches out to 5 feet. And of course, he loves to do that immature joke of, my python is 5 feet long, and I also have a pet snake. But he's telling me, like, because he's saying, like, the python is so sweet. It gives me kisses and fucking, curls up on my lap and shit like that. And when I go to bed at night, this python likes to, slither up into bed, and he'll stretch himself all the way down from, like, my neck area, all the way, and his tail is all the way down by my feet, and he's stretched all the way out. And it's really just really cute the way that he does that. It's not cute. It's not cute at all. That fucking animal is not fucking trying to cuddle up with you. That fucking thing is sizing you up to see whether or not you would fit in its belly. Okay? That's what that animal is doing. That's what it's born to do. It is born to consume, and it looks at you as its next meal. All right? Have a normal pet. All right? My cats, our cats, they're great. Then, I guess Graphite's a little finicky. Graphite can be a little finicky when it comes to this of, like, my opinion on cats has always been, like, if I have 5 minutes to give them some pets, then they love it. If I don't have any time at all to even pay attention to them, they don't care. That could definitely be said for our cat Rena, but for our boy Graphite, I think that he would probably yell at us a lot if we just didn't pay attention to him for more than 5 minutes. If we both got home and we just walked right past him and didn't even look at him, and just went about our evening, he would be upset and he would be yelling. Dogs, all right. I'm not a huge dog person. Not because, like, dogs are really great. They're very friendly. They can be really sweet. I've met many dogs as a mail carrier that I really love, but I just can't have a dog. Katie said until the snake squeezes him. Exactly. Yeah, it's super cute while you're sleeping at night while the fucking snake curls up under your fucking neck. Justin said sugar glider. We had a sugar glider. That's another one. That's a good one. If you have an allergy to cats or dogs, you want to have a pet. My daughter's had a sugar glider, but it died. I don't exactly know how it died. It wasn't anything that they did necessarily, but it just didn't last. I didn't know what the fuck a sugar glider was until they said they wanted one. Gerbils, all right, everyone, yeah, gerbils, fucking chinchilla, all right. I had a cousin once that had a chinchilla. Those are fucking adorable. I love chinchillas. Those are cute. But these are all great options as I can't have, but don't be the fucking person who's like, well, I'm allergic to cats and I'm allergic to dogs. So I decided that I was going to get a fucking pet cobra. Like, what is the mentality on this? That someone would ever be like, I want to have it's only for attention. Like, the people that it always ends up being the same person. The same person always is the one that wants to get a fucking pet snake, or a pet iguana, or a pet, like, monitor, something crazy like that. In states where you can, get, like, a pet. I don't know. I think that you can get a pet alligator or crocodile in some states. You can get tigers in some states. Like, the fact that, the same person is the same. It's the same person that always wants to get that kind of thing. It's the person that really doesn't necessarily want the pet. They just want the people to come up to them and be interested in them. And that's what they live by. Like, that's what their identity is. I have a pet snake. Look at my fucking pet snake wrapped around. I remember walking around Hampton Beach. I haven't seen it in a long time, but because I don't hang out at Hampton Beach anymore. But I remember being a kid and walking on Hampton Beach, and there was always this one guy with a fucking python wrapped around his neck, walking around and letting people pet it and stuff. Like, look, that shit is not it's not a pet, okay? That's a fucking wild animal, okay? And, you can say, like, oh, no, he's friendly and he just loves me. Like, no, he wants to eat you, okay? He's waiting. Your pet python is waiting until they're big enough to eat you. Even all of your fucking... In fact, I remember reading not long ago that if cats were 2 times bigger than they are, like if the domestic cat grew in size by 2 times, then they would actually be our predator, not our pet. So, okay, that's it for me. All right, I got it all off my chest. I needed to wrap it up because we got House of Dragons to watch, and dragons aren't fucking pets either. Okay, unless your name is Rochelle. If your name's Rochelle, then you can have a pet dragon, and they will love you, and that's the only way, unfortunately. For the rest of you, I don't know any other Rochelles. You also have to be my mate, and you also have to, be a badass softball player who also is a Portsmouth police detective. Meeting those requirements are the only way to have a pet dragon. And when pet dragons, come out of the woodwork, because I'm sure that they're real, and they will eventually show themselves the way that vampires did in True Blood. That would be that. Look, all right, I'm on season 2 of True Blood. That would be pretty. And in season 1, it's revealed that there's shapeshifters, and I know that in other seasons, other things get werewolves get revealed and stuff like that. I don't know, but I don't think it happens. But that would be awesome if in True Blood, they were like, "Oh yeah, dragons are real too," and here's a dragon. Okay, that's gonna do it for me tonight. I gotta go watch House of Dragons. I gotta go TV set up to watch House of Dragons. Don't forget to check out my awesome sponsors: 4HM Clothing, AdamEve.com, Manscaped.com, StrikeForceEnergy.com. Use offer code adulting at all of those sites and get varying degrees of discounts. Hi, mate.
Dragons are real.
I know. Well, they are real, but you're the only person in the world that can have a dragon.
I have 3.
You do have 3. You have 3 baby dragons. Yes. What's the matter? You don't want to come over here?
And I have Rena.
I hope you didn't just show anything, because the camera was on, I hope not. Ooh, I might have to go and review the video on that one. All right. Use offer code adulting at all of those websites. Get varying degrees of discounts. And that will do it for me. I'm out of here. Have a good weekend, everyone. I know it's Sunday night, so I hope you all had a very safe and happy Labor Day weekend. Good night.